Denver
crap.
freaking Broncos. That's where we start. The Denver Broncos
Hung
are 8
41.
and 3.
Where did this come from?
Let me let me say that again.
They're 8
Bo
and 5.
Nix. And yes, we can say Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos are 8 and 3, and they're 2 games behind the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're 8 and 5, not 8 and 3.
8 and 5?
Yes,
8
sir.
and 5. I'm sorry. Why did I say 8 and 3? Because I'm thinking about the Chargers. That's why.
Meh.
Listen, the Chiefs' hold on the AFC West is in trouble because they got 2 teams breathing down their throat. Will there be enough time for the Chargers and the Chiefs to Chargers and the Broncos, I beg your pardon, to catch them? Probably not. But
No.
the Denver Broncos are 8 and 5. They have 8 wins with 4 to go.
And they hung 41 on a Jameis Winston-led Cleveland Browns. Now, don't get me wrong. It's Crab Legs Winston, but he threw for damn near 500 yards.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is he threw 3 interceptions. I can't say much about Bo Nix. He went for almost 300 yards, but threw 2 picks.
But the difference is Crab Legs Winston threw 2 pick sixes. Not 1, but 2.
Yep. Jerry Jeudy for Cleveland, 9 receptions, 235.
What a game for Jerry Jeudy.
Elijah Moore went 8 receptions for $111.
Mm-hmm. And McLaughlin for Denver had 14 carries. I want to read this right. 84 yards.
Yeah. Marvin Mills, 3 receptions, $105. Cortland Sutton, 6 receptions for $102 for Denver.
I want to say something that Droid has said so many times over. I think Cortland Sutton's out of there after this year.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I also wouldn't be surprised where he lands.
Being
San Francisco.
I could see that.
Because, and I hate bringing San Francisco into a Denver conversation, but I want to look at this. I didn't get a chance to examine it yesterday. We'll do it here briefly. Then we'll get back to business, and then we'll do it later in the show. San Francisco's going to move on from Deebo Samuel. I smell it coming.
Yeah, they need to.
I smell it coming.
Now the question is, where would Deebo land?
That's a good question. We'll examine that later. I'm looking at the numbers here. Cleveland had 552 yards last night.
Yep.
Denver had 400 yards.
Yep.
Victor said this would be a snooze fest, and to a point I believed him until I turned it on while spending time with my wife last night.
It turned into a gunslinging showdown, dude.
It did, man. Bo Nix is for real. Hey, look, I made fun of Bo Nix at the top of the season. I did. Not anymore.
Let's put it this way. Denver's defense is what kept them in this game and won them this game.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just call
won them this game.
Let's just call it like we see it, because if you throw 1 interception and 1 touchdown, 2 picks in a game, quite typically you're losing that game.
You lose. Yep.
But 2 returns for 6 is what saved Denver in this game, plain and simple.
And what kept their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah.
Their playoff hopes are alive because of those 2 pick sixes.
The biggest thing as well is the fact that they kept Bo Nix upright this game.
Yes. Thank you. And I've said that a lot over 11 years. The key is the offensive line protecting their quarterback. And that offensive line for Denver did a hell of a job last night keeping Bo Nix's jersey clean and keeping him upright. How many times you've been with me for all 11 years? How many times have I said that on the show, that if you're going to have effective quarterback play, you got to keep your quarterback upright?
Yeah. Cleveland couldn't do that. Winston got sacked 3 times. But it looked like Denver was giving Bo all sorts of time to get throws off.
Mm-hmm.
Granted,
And
some of them weren't exactly the best ones out there, but he's still learning.
yep. And
This
it
was
was a
one of his
clean
comeuppance games.
and it was a clean game last night because there were a grand total of 9 penalties in this game. 5 for Cleveland, 4 for Denver.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a game like that, it's going to be a gunfight.
Oh, easily.
It's going to be a gunfight. All
Now,
right?
the big thing that bit Cleveland at the end of the day, besides those 2 pick sixes,
Mm-hmm.
they were 9 of 19 on third down efficiency.
I love you bringing that up when we talk football because it's such a pass happy league right now that third downs are becoming more and more important. Don't get me wrong, third downs were important before in the ground and pound era, but they're even more important now.
Yeah, exactly. Fact of the matter is, you have to be able to convert if you get a short third down.
Yes.
And if you have one that's a little bit longer, you got to be able to throw something over the middle to get that yardage.
How many teams have we seen just this year alone have trouble on third and short?
Way too many.
How many teams have we seen have trouble on third and short?
Look in the mirror. There's 2 of them right there.
Yeah.
There's 2 right there, plain and simple. Look at most of the teams in the AFC for the crying out loud. They've had problems.
Absolutely.
It seems like one of the only. It really seems. It seems like the only teams that don't seem to have an issue on third down, ironically, Detroit's one of them.
Well, Detroit's Detroit, man.
There you go. There's your outlier. Most every other team has had problems, but look at Detroit.
Listen,
there's your outlier.
How many years have we made fun of the Detroit Lions? How many years on this show?
How long has Barry Sanders been out of the league?
10 years? No, longer than that. Because he retired in 98. Oh, my God. He retired in 98. That's 26 years. He's been out of the league. 20 of them, we made fun of the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
But, man.
And now they have decided to bitch slap everybody and say, we're back.
Hey, look. They bitch slapped me, okay? First time they did that was 1991 when they won the Central. And I didn't pick them to win the Central. I was wrong, okay? Okay, let's just say it the way it needs to be said.
That was profiling.
That's profiling.
And profiling is wrong.
But this Detroit Lions team, let's say with the Broncos, this Denver Broncos team has a playoff spot in their sights. They have a wild card in their sights. It's more than likely Kansas City is going to get the top seed.
Oh, more than likely.
It's very likely that the Chiefs will earn that top seed and earn that bye.
Yeah. I mean, as it is, you've got as is, you got the Chiefs sitting on top, you got the Bills sitting at 10-2, and then everyone else is sitting at either 9-3 with Pittsburgh or 8-4 and 8-5 right now.
Yep. AB Media 83 joins us from Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome, my brother. I know it's cold there because it's cold here. I'm in southern Indiana right now. But
now, I mean, you look at the fact that Denver is only a game back in the loss column.
Yep.
To the Chargers.
And let's go to the Chargers. Well, I got to be honest. I did when they hired Jim Harbaugh. Because I remember the work he did in turning around the 49ers.
And I'm looking at the San Diego schedule. And yes, I said San Diego, deal with it.
Oh, hell, I'll say it.
That's for everybody. That's for everybody else who's like, no, that's the LA truck. Man, shut up. It's San Diego. Get it right.
Thank you. Say that again for all of it. Everybody in the cheap seats at old Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. Say that again, please.
It ain't the LA Chargers. Yeah, it's the San Diego Chargers.
Absolutely.
Live with it. I'm looking at their schedule. In 3 of their last 5 games, you've got the Chiefs this week. You've got the Broncos in 2 weeks. And then you end it with the Raiders January 5th. Woof.
For the Chargers to get even with the Raiders from 3 years ago.
The other two games, they are at home for the Bucks and on the road to see me up here in New England.
Mm-hmm.
And those last two games against us and LA are the Raiders, Las Vegas, Oakland are both TBD games. So those could be two flex games coming.
That's gonna be a couple of flex games. You know, everybody was bitching and moaning when the Chargers and Chiefs got flexed. I applauded the move.
Oh yeah.
I applauded the move because now that's a Sunday night game, and that's a Sunday night game I'm gonna do. I don't have an early game because the Colts are off.
Right.
Colts are off this week. I got the 49ers and the Bears, and the 49ers are going to kick the Bears' ass.
And I'm looking now at the Broncos schedule with 4 to play because they apparently have a 10-day gap coming.
Yeah.
They got Indy coming up this week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Indy coming up next week, I should say.
Next week.
And then they've got the Chargers, they've got the Bengals, and they end with the Chiefs.
Damn.
I'm not liking that chance. But yet again, with the Chiefs already clinching one of the top 2 seeds at this point.
Yeah, they clinched the division and they clinched one of the top 2 seeds, as you said.
I mean, it's just going to be one of those, how strong are they going to come into Denver situations?
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. This is going to be